How's it going, guys? Welcome to your Morning Cup. Now we started off with talking about an assassination that was really quite gruesome, and considering that it's the 21st century, none of us ever saw the possibilities of an assassination of this scale still being evident, and yet here we are, corrected. You see, the Haitian president Jovenel Moïse was assassinated at his residence, was shot around 12 times, his eye was gouged out, and those who supposedly were involved are now detained. Well, 26 Colombian people, along with 2 Haitian Americans, have been arrested so far for his assassination, but the recovery of the sheer amount of equipment that these people garnered is really quite astonishing. They had Colombian passports, they had assault rifles, machetes, walkie-talkies, materials including bolt cutters and hammers. So they came very well prepared to deal with everything that they were going to face. This is a truly horrific story, and it just goes to show that Central Africa is still dealing with immense infighting. It's dealing with immense pressures from across the globe. Regional powers succumb to the will of those nations that have external interests yet have nothing to lose. Everyone's been talking about the Jeff Bezos flight, the Richard Branson flight, and the inevitable Elon Musk flight. But the fact remains the same that billionaires have been going to space, and the billionaire space race it's in full swing, to be honest with you. Here's a little insight though. Virgin Galactic billionaire founder Richard Branson said that, his wife said that she would not go to his funeral if he died. Well, it's just weird when you hear things like that. I mean, this guy is doing something that is revolutionizing space travel for everyone, and it's the first very crucial step, him being the very first person to ever do it. Considering that, Bezos was second, and Bezos's announcement was more public than Branson's, and supposedly he did it just to undercut Bezos to begin with. But issues still remain the same, pertaining to the fact that even though he tried to support diversity with the crew that he took up there, including an Indian-born aeronautical engineer, Sirisha Bandla, well, people still were very mixed with their reactions to this, and I really don't understand why. If he's doing something with his own money on his own accord, given the fact that Virgin Galactic is at least more ethical money than Amazon is at this point, where does your argument lie with this? Talking about Branson going to space, we also understand the fact that he was the first person to ever do it. Also understand the fact that he came to be the very first billionaire to have a known company that took him to space and brought him back alive. Also, of course, he beat Bezos by 9 days. You see, Branson went into space in a space plane, not in a rocket. So that's a subject of debate right there for you. What we understand is the fact that a space plane landed approximately an hour after it took off, attached to a carrier plane. So it didn't really take off on its own accord, and that's why people are making the argument of if he's actually an astronaut or is he not. I mean, at this point in time, we understood that the suits they were wearing were way more attractive than the ones Amazon chose to throw onto Bezos and people. You see why I keep saying Amazon instead of Blue Origin? Why? Because even in his post-flight press conference, Bezos thanked Amazon employees and Amazon customers, me being one of them, considering I have Prime. So what? Do I pay more? Well, technically, yeah, I do. That is why I have the right to criticize things I'm paying for. Sure. A high-speed solar storm might be coming for us. Well, GPS and phone signals would be actively affected. What am I talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is a solar flare caused a radio blackout over the Atlantic Ocean. The solar storm is approaching the Earth at a speed of 1.6 million kilometers an hour according to NASA. The storm is likely one of many that happens every year, but you don't hear about it. But the bottom line still remains the same, that it's going to be impacting the Earth's magnetic field, and well, it might affect GPS and phone signals and Also satellites in the upper atmosphere. But here's what we need to talk about. Here's the takeaway from this. We are hit by solar storms left, right and center. The Earth's magnitude really shields us from most of what nature throws at us, considering the fact that the scale of the Earth and the concentrations of populations is really quite discrepant in its existence. What we also understand is the fact that until a big one hits, odds of larger scale population centers being affected is quite minimal. Italy defeated England 3-2 in the Euro 2020 finals after 53 years. About damn time. Luke Shaw scored the fastest goal in the Euro finals history in the second minute to give England a 1-0 lead before Italy defender Leonardo Bonucci equalized in the 67th minute. So it was quite a discrepancy there, but then the match went to penalties and then it ended 3-2. So disappointing for a few, whereas rejoicing for a few others. Whichever side of the equation you lay on, you understand that it's good news for a few people and bad news for a few others.